Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to part 2 of my top favorite 50 films. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed part 2. Here we have number 27, Mask. A lot of people will say The Mask, but it's not The Mask with Jim Carrey. This stars Cher, Sam Elliott, and Eric Stoltz about a kid who has a deformity on his face, and he has to deal with everyday problems. People making fun of him and stuff. You have Cher, who has her own problems with drugs and stuff. Very, very grounded, good film. This is the director's cut. I don't really care for it as much as the theatrical version, but very, very good. Number 26, Halloween. I've already talked a lot about this movie. Excellent horror film. Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald Pleasance, Michael Myers stalking babysitters. Excellent. Number 25, Planet of the Apes, the original. Charlton Heston. Basically where a guy lands on a planet full of apes that can talk and walk and, they're more advanced. But the ending kind of shows something else, and I won't get into that. The original Planet of the Apes, fantastic. One of my favorite sci-fi films. Number 24, my favorite portrayal of Batman, hands down. Michael Keaton in Batman, 1989. Tim Burton. You have Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Excellent. I love this movie. I grew up with this movie. I even like Batman Returns, but the very first Batman is fantastic. Number 23, Superman 2. Superman the movie, the original, or the first movie, I really like, but Superman 2 I like because when he has to fight Zod and his gang, I thought there was more for him to do in this movie, and I don't know, I really, really love this movie a lot. But yeah, he has to fight Zod in this one. That's number 23. Number 22 is The Predator, or just Predator. I don't want to be confused with that new one, The Predator. I don't even want to be confused with that. Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers. Yeah, I love this movie. These guys, this army team goes out into the jungle and they find this girl, and there's also this being running around killing people, and right away they're thinking it's some maybe some people in this other group or army, but it's not. It's just one thing that's killing these people, and it's an alien, and it's basically hunting them. It can turn invisible. It's got these high-tech weapons like this laser cannon thing. Really, really awesome. And Arnold goes face to face with him, and Arnold's pretty big, but he stands face to face with the Predator, and the Predator is huge. So, what the hell are you? I love this movie. There's something in those trees. Number 21 is Alien. Music by Jerry Goldsmith. Dan O'Bannon. This is weird. Dan O'Bannon did the screenplay. Okay, and Dan O'Bannon directed Return of the Living Dead, which is one of my favorite zombie films of all time. It says Dan O'Bannon did the story as well. That's kind of interesting. I never even knew that. But directed by Ridley Scott, this is a sci-fi horror film more than the second movie, Aliens. I prefer the first one because, like I said, it's a horror film. Sigourney Weaver, Tom Skerritt. The thing that happens to John Hurt, like I always mention at the table when the alien busts out of his chest, I'll never forget that. Never forget that scene. So, that's number 21. Number 20, Whiplash. I love this film. This film really blew me away. I knew nothing about it. You got J.K. Simmons, who plays this, jazz teacher who's very hard on his students. You got Miles Teller, who plays this newbie, and he wants to be a drummer, and so he joins his band, J.K. Simmons' band, and J.K. Simmons is like yelling at him, cursing at him. He's like, anything he does is wrong, and you feel so bad for Miles Teller in this. Like, he wants to be great, but J.K. Simmons, man, he's the guy you want to be intimidated by. He really is intimidating in this movie. Very, very good. Whiplash. Number 19, RoboCop, the very first RoboCop. Very bloody, gory movie. And you wouldn't even notice that. Like, honestly, if you were going to first watch a movie about a half man, half robot who plays a police officer, you're like, well, you know, what's the big deal? But it's when you watch the movie, it's like you get just blown away by it. I even like RoboCop 2, but the very first RoboCop, hands down the best. The remake couldn't even touch it. I'm sorry. Number 18, The Sandlot. Another film that I love, family film. James Earl Jones is in it, but you got these group of kids who go to the Sandlot to play baseball. And across the fence, there's this beast that they always tell the story that there's this beast over there that they knock a ball over there, they can't get the ball because the beast will eat it. And so, but the beast is basically this big dog. I love this movie. A lot of laughs, a lot of great lines, a lot of great moments. Number 17, Scarface. Tony Montana, Al Pacino. Okay? Okay, say goodbye to the bad guy. Okay? Love this movie. Definitely one of my favorite, like, crime films. The Godfather is really good too, but I prefer this over The Godfather. But Scarface, yeah, definitely amazing. Number 16, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 1974 classic, directed by Tobe Hooper. I've already talked a lot about this film. I love everything about it. A very disturbing movie, and from beginning to end. Love it. Number 15, Fatal Attraction. Michael Douglas, man, he gets himself into situations, let me tell you. Basic Instinct, Disclosure with Demi Moore, Fatal Attraction with Glenn Close. Man, she becomes obsessed with him. He's a married man. He's screwing around with her. You know, he's having sex with her. He's going over her house to eat spaghetti. And then she decides to slit her wrists, and she decides to say that she's pregnant and boil his bunny. It's crazy. This movie's crazy, okay? But it's awesome. You're a cocksucking son of a bitch. Number 14. This movie's in my top 10 favorite comedies of all time, hands down. Dumb and Dumber. Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey at their best. Didn't care for Dumb and Dumber 2. But this movie, I can laugh at every... This is probably a movie that I can quote almost every single line in this. But it's just so well written. Like, the jokes work. Like, they act stupid, but clever stupid. Like, they say stupid things, but it makes sense to, like, what they're trying to say in a stupid way. I love it. Everything about this movie is great. Dumb and Dumber. Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense. No, none taken. Number 13, Terminator 2 Judgment Day. One of the best sequels ever made, and one of the best action movies. James Cameron, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Eddie Furlong, Linda Hamilton, Robert Patrick. Awesome movie. Everything about it. But this is my favorite. Number 12 is The Terminator. Now, also directed by James Cameron. This is more like a horror film. It's got action, but it's more like a horror film, having this Terminator, looking for you, like around the city, and he doesn't stop. He goes into the police department, shoots up a bunch of cops. And he's looking for, Linda Hamilton's character, Sarah Connor, to kill her. Kyle Reese played, I forgot his name. What was his name? Bean? Michael Bean, yeah. He's Kyle, and he goes back to try to protect Sarah Connor. And you have a human versus a robot. I love it. Arnold Schwarzenegger is great in this. Alright, so number 11, we're getting there. Dawn of the Dead, 1978. Love this movie. Everything about this movie. My favorite zombie film, hands down. Love the whole mall aspect where, these people take refuge in the mall and make it their home. Third act gets really bloody. Number 10, Jurassic Park. This is the movie that made dinosaurs cool. I remember seeing this in the theater and being blown away by the effects and the visuals. I mean, honestly, I thought dinosaurs were really there, were really alive, and just the movement, the animatronics, and some special effects they used. Amazing movie. And to see dinosaurs, you know, running amok and killing people, wow. Number 9, definitely one of my favorite comedies and favorite family films, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. All these kids get golden tickets to visit Willy Wonka's factory, and inside they get a tour of all these different kinds of rooms and the chocolate river and in the room where they can eat anything, almost anything's edible. Gene Wilder, great. Okay, number 8, The Karate Kid. Now this is the original. This movie, I've always loved the Karate Kid films, all 3, but this one really makes an example of how kids can be mean and cruel to new kids especially. But yeah, you know, Daniel, he moves to this new place, and he get in a fight, and he has to go to school to he confronts these kids who still pick on him. And he meets Mr. Miyagi, who teaches him karate. And he defends himself and stuff at this tournament. Really good stuff. Alright, so number 7 is Ghostbusters. You know, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Sigourney Weaver, Harold Ramis, Ernie Hudson, directed by Ivan Reitman. A great movie about a bunch of scientists who want to catch ghosts, and you know, they open their own company just called Ghostbusters. They have, you know, the Ecto-1 car that they use to for like an emergency situation to go after the ghosts, to go to the place to catch them. They have proton packs to actually catch the ghosts and then put them in traps and contain them, and they make money off of it. Amazing. Ghostbusters, I mean, God, this is such a classic film. Love it. Now, this is a classic family adventure film, and it will always be my favorite, and that's why it's in my top 50, and it's number 6 for me, The Goonies. What can I say? Bunch of kids who get together to save their neighborhood. They go on a treasure hunt because they want to save their neighborhood from getting turned into a golf course. So they go after One-Eyed Willie's rich stuff, One-Eyed Willie's treasure. They have to go underground, and they're being chased by these convicts, the Fratellis, and they have to go through, you know, secret passages and you know, deadly traps. There's some scary parts too. I remember watching this when I was younger. Great stuff, man. The Goonies. Man, it's just one of my favorites of all time. Number 5 is Back to the Future. Classic right here. When it comes to the Back to the Future movies, this is my favorite, even though I like all 3. But in this one, Marty goes back in time where his parents are growing up. His parents are actually in high school, and his mother is in love with him. She actually kisses him, even though she didn't know that that's her, you know, she wouldn't have done that if she knew that that was her son. But actually, you know, how could she know? But Robert Zemeckis, fantastic job with this movie. The theme, you know, the score, the soundtrack. Huey Lewis in the News, you know, doing Power of Love. Christopher Lloyd. Just, oh man, amazing film. Always been one of my favorites. Coming in at number 4, I had to pick one, even though I like all 3 of the original films. Star Wars: The Return of the Jedi. Like I said, I love the original trilogy, but I had to pick one that's my favorite, and it's Return of the Jedi. I love the whole confrontation between Luke, Vader, and the Emperor. I love that whole thing. I did not like the Ewok stuff. I mean, it didn't bother me as much as most people. It wasn't terrible, but it's something that kind of, you know, it's something that I'd just rather not watch, I guess, when it comes to that part. But the other stuff makes up for it. You know, the whole confrontation of Jabba, you know, saving Leia, The whole fight on the skiff where, you know, they meet, you know, Boba Fett comes down and, you know, Luke is sitting there swinging his saber at Jabba's, you know, guards and stuff. I love it. Yeah, the Return of the Jedi, definitely my favorite. A lot of people would say Empire, and Empire is amazing. Empire is amazing, but I just prefer this one. I mean, if I could say, I would say all three of them. You know, if I could just say that. All right, so number 3 is a movie that made me afraid of oceans, made me afraid to go into an ocean and swim, and that is Jaws, of course. This is a masterpiece in its own right. Based on the novel by Peter Benchley, of course. Music by John Williams, directed by Steven Spielberg. You got Roy Scheider, Murray Hamilton, Lorraine Gary, Richard Dreyfuss, Robert Shaw. These 3 guys go out on a boat to try to catch a huge 25-foot great white shark. Because the shark has been terrorizing the community that they're in, the beaches and all that. People have died from this shark, and so they're trying to catch him. Some of the cool stories they tell while they're in the boat and stuff, you know, the story that Quint tells them, that really, it makes the hair stand up on my arm. It really does. It's got one of the most amazing endings to it, one of the most quotable movies. You know, we're gonna need a bigger boat, smile you son of a bitch, you know, things like that. Amazing film. It's definitely hands down my favorite shark film of all time. Number 2. Those of you who know me know that this is my number 1 favorite horror film of all time. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Love this movie. I've already talked enough about it. How I think that, you know, Jack Nicholson gives his greatest performance, in my opinion. I mean, he was great in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but Shelley Duvall is also great in this. About the, you know, haunted hotel. They stay at this haunted hotel for like 5 months, or for the winter basically, and you know, it's haunted and like there's weird things that happen, and Jack basically goes crazy and wants to kill his family. It's just, you know, Kubrick, his vision is just, it's amazing. It's got an amazing documentary by Vivian Kubrick, who is Stanley's daughter, does a documentary. It's amazing. You should watch it. But yeah, The Shining is not only my favorite horror film, but it's my second favorite film when it comes to my top 50. So my number 1 favorite film, I think you guys can guess. Rocky. And it's funny. When I was younger, I really didn't care for this movie. When I was younger, I thought it was boring. And I started watching Rocky 3 and 4, and, you know, there was more going on in that movie. You know, it was more of a man's movie, you know, staying fit, oily muscles, and punching people, and exercise, and lifting weights. You know, that was really, really cool stuff. In this movie, nothing really happens. It's more character driven. There's more of a grounded story between this guy who fights in clubs to earn a little cash, and he gets a shot at fighting the heavyweight champion of the world, Apollo Creed, played by Carl Weathers. And it's a 1,000,000 to 1 shot. So in order to do that, he gets a manager, played by Burgess Meredith, who plays Mickey. And he's in love with this shy girl, Talia Shire, who plays Adrian. The characters fit well with where they need to go. You know, the story is not just about boxing. It's about life and about, you know, Rocky trying to get his significant other, which is Adrian. You know, trying to cope with the fact that he's going to be embarrassed by fighting the heavyweight champion of the world. It's just, there's more to it than just boxing. Bill Conti did the music. It's got an amazing soundtrack, probably one of the most notable soundtracks. John G. Avildsen directed this film, But then Stallone went on to direct a lot of the sequels. 1976, Best Picture. It's fantastic. It's my #1 favorite film. And out of the Rocky movies, it's my favorite as well. A lot of people would say Rocky IV is their favorite. I mean, there are so many people that say that. But the very first Rocky, in my opinion, is a masterpiece. I consider Rocky a masterpiece. I consider The Shining a horror masterpiece, as well as Jaws masterpiece. So anyway, there you go. My top 50 favorite films. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, this was for you. And, you know, I give credit for this idea to James Rolfe. You know, I just really loved his idea of top 50 favorite films. Even though his list was very, very different from mine. But these are just films that I could watch over and over, and just, you know, I love them. I just love them. I grew up with them. There's a lot of nostalgia here. I did throw in some newer films, but yeah, these are films that I really needed to have in my collection, whether it's VHS, Blu-ray, whatever, DVD. I need to have them. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments what you think. And like I said, thank you to each and every one of you who subscribe to my channel, who support the channel, who leave comments and likes and all that stuff. I really do enjoy your company, and I do appreciate you stopping by, taking the time out of your day to stop by my channel. I mean, I can't ask for nothing more, really, because I'm doing this for fun. I'm doing this because I'm passionate about it. I don't know where my life would be without movies and talking about movies and stuff. It's something I've always loved ever since I was a little kid. So yeah, I just want to say that I appreciate it, and you know, I'll do you know, a big video if I reach like 200 subscribers or something. Maybe I'll even do like a contest or something. I'm not really big on contests, but you know, maybe that's what I'll do for the next one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. You know, let me know what you think in the comments, and this is Rob signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next one.